Real TV, man. This is another episode of Nahfr TV, man. We got a special guest up in here, man. The one and only original hot boy, Terrance Gangsta Wim, man. What's happening, man? What's good with you, man? What's going on with you, man? Introduce yourself to the camera.
Wow, this Terrance Gangsta Williams, and I'm hanging out with the homies. Let's get it, baby.
Nah, for real, man. Let's get it. But look, man, we're gonna take it back, man. We ain't gonna play with them. We ain't gonna play with the world. We're gonna take it right to Wild Willow. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take it back to where it wasn't a gangster, where it was just Terrance. Like what it was that made you knew you was in a different environment.
Well, first you gotta back all the way back then because once I hit Wild Willow, that was gangster. Terrance was Phillip Street before I got to Wild Willow. So you got to go back to like in the late 80s when I was Terrance. Once I hit the Noya, because I'm not from the Magnolia, but when I went to juvenile jail, I used to always jump claim the Magnolia. And so happened what dudes were doing, because you know, when you go to jail, dudes will claim a project because it make it seem like you're more hard or whatever when you're young. So some of the homies started saying, "Oh, you at the project? Well, what's your address?" So happened a guy I look up to named Chill Will, I called my brother. His auntie lived in the project, so I had an address, so I was able to. No, my address was 2427 Forest Street. So when I broke out of juvenile jail, I'm hiding in the Magnolia. So happened my mother had got a project, so now mine moved right on Willow, man. So this one really made me realize too, bro, that I was getting grown. 1991, I broke out in September. December of 91, I didn't get nothing for Christmas. I was like, yo, boy, I'm on my own now. I'm grown.
Okay, tell us about that, man. Tell us about that story. Give us a rundown on that.
So when I break out, right? So now I didn't want to do it at first. So my co-defendant that was on my federal case, he the one convinced me and my other little homie Toto, who's deceased, to do it. So I was like, man, I don't have nowhere to go. He was like, nah, I got you. So he had a girlfriend that had a project, an apartment in the project. And actually, she lived on the same side of the project with my mother, but my mother didn't know that I was in the project. So one of my homegirls who has to call my sister called my mother on three-way, and my mom was like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I'm good." So we talked. She's like, "Well, if you need something, let me know." So I made a list out. I said, "Yeah, I need soap, deodorant," because I'm living in this lady house, but the lady not living there. One of her son's father and his friend living there because there was some Jamaicans and their shop had caught a fire and they needed a place to squat for a while. So it's four of us in the house. So what I would do when they go to work, they had bags, garbage bags of clothes. So I go in there, rumming through it because we about like the same size. I rumming through their clothes. I stole me a few polo shirts, a few pair of jeans. I stole a suit. They had I never forget. They had a gray suit with a black pinstripe. I stole that from them, so I can go to church with my mother, so I could get my mother off my back and have her thinking, "Mom, I'm changing my life, man. I'm trying to do right. Don't turn me in." Because the juvenile people was calling my mother hot and heavy, man. They were trying to find me. All the while I was up under her nose, man. In that nose.
So after that, okay, we're gonna get straight to the original hot boy, man. It was the original hot boy. You, Sterling, Dooney, and Mosquito. Okay. So basically, who was the one that you just like, man, I got it. When you get up in the morning, you brush them goals, you like, I gotta go holler at that motherfucker. Man, who was your partner? Who it was you gonna go see every morning, no matter what? Who it was you got the link with?
Okay, now see this the thing. Out of the four of us, Mosquito and I were the closest, right? Mm-hmm. But the problem is, like my mother lived on Willow Street. Dooney auntie where Dooney was living at lived on Willow Street. Like she lived like the next building over. Like we're on the same block. And then what's crazy, right across from Dooney on Willow, 6 and Willow was what Magnolia Slim rap about. It's Sterling House. So I'm gonna see them. Cause you say because Mosquito mother lived like 4 or 5 blocks outside the project. So like, even though me and Mosquito were the closest, were the tightest, I'm gonna see them two first because we right in the project.
So every time you wake up, you seeing them. So it's just like y'all just going straight there.
Cause listen, I'm talking like this imagine your block with your best friends, people you running with, people you doing dirt with, y'all live on the same block. So
Yeah.
you gonna
Okay.
see him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
I'm trying to see.
and you familiar with Soldier Slim?
Yeah, that's my family, of course. Mac,
So
listen, Magnolia Slim. I don't know about that Soulja Slim. Magnolia Slim was the first rapper to put my name in a song.
so man, what can you get a word? Get a word of the song. Get a word of the song. Yeah, the song of that.
It's called Powder Bag. He said, just kick in the quarter shot, me, Lil Gangsta, Eric and Black.
Young niggas know the powder stage, strap with a mega lamb. That powder hammocks for watching my back. Just kicked in a quarter shot, me, Lil Gangsta, Eric and Black. My 7-5 is what we hit for. And plus a nigga, Pam and Dre, found it fucking highly crew.
Eric and Black.
And
I
you,
was back then. I used to have a Mac 11 with me, and that's when he had that. He said, "Young N, stay strapped with a Mac 11." That's what he was talking about back then, man. Yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
okay, now all right, we're gonna take it a little further now. We're gonna get a little gritty with it. All right,
Okay.
now you mentioned in Vlad interview you got shot and you were wearing a philosophy bag, right?
All right.
All right, you mean to tell me you had another attempt on your life while you already shot up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they
And
were trying to get rid of you, man. They were trying to get rid of you.
that's a fact. That's why I tell people, see, like a lot of people talk about me because of the cash money and I got the spotlight. But bro, there's some serious gangsters in that city, man. There's some people that wasn't playing that was at my top. So yeah, man. So listen, it was crazy. After I got hit up, right? I had the colostomy bag on. I get hit up again while I got the colostomy bag. It was another, I get hit again.
Woo!
Yeah, man. That's what I tell you. But yeah, this stuff was serious, man.
Woo! Cooch.
Yeah.
So you said you mentioned you had a friend walk up and tell you, man, I got your back, and he ran off from you. What were the feeling during that time?
You talking about around the club, man. Let me tell you what's crazy, right? Now I'm fresh. I'm fresh out of juvenile jail. Now I'm standing on the corner. Now directly across the street from me, there is a bar. It was like a hole in the wall. It's called Club 49ers. I'm just chilling. I ain't thinking of nothing. I don't have no gun or nothing on me because I'm fresh out of juvenile jail. I don't have no beef with nobody. So the guy come over, he said, yo, he said, don't look. He said, but a boy across the street told me he about to shoot you. So I played out. He said, but I got you though. He had like a nylon tank top. You can see through them.
Yeah.
So that was real popular back in the days in my city. It was nylon, white beater, what they call them. So I always say tank top, but it's white beater. So I played off and I look across the street. This guy kneeling down with a big chrome revolver in his hand. So I'm like, wow. Then I realized I recognized him from Cohen Dance because we used to go to the dance, the third one and 10, we used to get into it in this high school dance on Saturdays. So as this guy popping that talk to me in the dance, I'm like, okay, he cut like that. He'll go. So now when I look across the street, he got this big old revolver. He facing me like, this man, see how the one in the middle looking at me, not how we
Like
looking.
clutching, like he clutching.
That's what we having, right? So I'm like, but the dude from the Melvin party, he come, he said, listen, I got your back, don't trip. He said, I got a 45 and a small of my back. So he turned around, but then he walk off, go across the street. So I'm like, how you got my back? You done left me right here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I got to make my move. So I walk across the street to the club. I look in the club, right? And I see another known killer in this club. I like, I wonder if he got a gun on him. But then he might not give me his gun. I was like, man, if I go in this club, if this dude who I really think he is, he gonna come in here and get to working. So I was like, I tell one of my homies because we was in like a little crackhead car. I said, yo, go get the car. So he go get the car. I jump in the car. I'm like, man, this dude faking, man. He let me go across the street, let me get in the car, let me pull off. I said, oh, I'll be back. I'm coming to work here.
I'm coming through with pistols that I got from my nigga that I got with you. I got 25 guns on my motherfucking shelf. I got 3 niggas riding with me, come from out the mouth. I got killers on my team. Yo nigga shit seems like a motherfucking scheme. Fuck it, grab a triple beam. It's about time to wake up some dope and issue it. Nigga talking shit, I got to push the shit in and make it dollar quick. It's got to get it all the time. I'm on time, never off on crime. It's a motherfucking killer. It's a fucking killer at you, snatch it like a nigga supposed to snatch it, get up in your nigga. it's me. I'm coming through with the three. Just 223, I mean the 3. Yeah, that's where I'm from. You get your fucking head rock, you get your fucking head numb. It's motherfucking murder, you know it.
They be like, let's just put the project back up. Yeah. That's what they gonna have to do. When they ran out of moving some of them in section is, but it ain't about nothing. They gonna move it back in this level.